Hello everybody, welcome to today's reaction video. Today we're going to be reacting to someone or a group we've never reacted to before. So let me share the screen, show you what we've got for you. So it's Scrambled 59, one of our regular contributors. A song I'd like to request is the brand new single from Arctic Monkeys, There'd Better Be a Mirrorball. As a native Sheffielder, it's no surprise that I love Arctic Monkeys, and even though I prefer the early punk rock sound of the band, I think their transition to smooth lounge jazz with their previous album as well as the upcoming one has been absolutely fascinating and has given us some great tunes. Okay, any thoughts on that?
No, like I say, I know the Arctic Monkeys. I know a lot of their older stuff. It's interesting to see the sort of interesting change in what they're doing now. We also listened to another artist, didn't we? That was it, The Strokes, wasn't it? And I felt like they also had a bit of a change. It's all kind of like they've grown up sort of thing and now doing this kind of new music. But I would not have thought of like smooth lounge jazz. So very intrigued to hear a bit of what Arctic Monkeys are up to these days.
Well, I think it may have been Scrambled 59 who requested that album.
That would make sense, to be honest. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I've always sort of, what's the word, like see Arctic Monkeys as kind of like a kind of indie band. I don't know too much about them. I know they had some big hits back in the day that probably used to come on in like when we were out in bars and stuff. But yeah, didn't know they were doing smooth lounge jazz now. So be interested to see what this is like for sure. So let's get going with it. Sorry, I'll just share the screen for Brett. Okay, here we go. Are Arctic Monkeys the one that did "Don't You Look Good on the Dance Floor" or something like that? Is that them?
That's the one. That You Look Good on the Dance Floor. That's exactly them. Yeah.
This sounds nothing like that.
Yeah, this is the same band. Yeah.
Wow. I'm quite intrigued. I'm really intrigued because, like, I'm just wondering where this is going to go because this is something completely different. Right.
Don't get emotional, that ain't like you. Yesterday's still leaking through the roof, but that's nothing new. I know I promised this is what I wouldn't do, but somehow giving it the old romantic fool seems to better suit the mood.
So, you surprised by this, Brett?
Yeah, very, very surprised. So, because I imagine, when we talk about their very first song, the one that we know, probably the most famous song, "But You Look Good on the Dance Floor." I sort of imagine, you said we used to go out to bars and stuff like that. It's sort of the place you go to where you if you order a drink, you have to drink it from a can, like be like a can of Carling you'd buy, and there'd be like sick or this all over the floor kind of sort of place. And you'd be listening to Bella going whilst, sort of jumping around, mosh pitting kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whilst now, years later, listen to that, Be like a really fancy, nice, like sort of whiskey kind of bar, nice comfy chair, chilling out, listening to this. But in all honesty, I'm really liking this. This maybe some showing our age as well. Maybe that's what we're like now. But no, really, really liking this. And yeah, it's still amazing that it's the same band that we're sort of talking about here.
Yeah, maybe we've kind of grown up together with the Arctic Monkeys. I don't know how old they are, but yeah, I can't believe it. Yeah, like when I originally saw the request, like Arctic Monkeys, I kind of, as I said, like envisaged what kind of music it would be because but this is, yeah, wasn't expecting this, despite what the comment actually said, like what they transitioned into. But yeah, really interesting. Let's see how it progresses.
So if you wanna walk me to the car, you ought to know I'll have a heavy heart. So can we please be absolutely sure that there's a Mirrorball? You're getting cynical, and that won't do. I'd throw the rose tint back on the exploded view.
All right, so just before I want to get my thoughts out whilst they're fresh in my head. So it's a nice song, like, you know, sounds nice, it's quite relaxing. I just think for me, so far, it's lacking a chorus, like a catchy chorus, and it's a little bit too slow for me. Like even like the way he's singing, it's like dragging the words out. So this isn't for me. Well, at least not when I compare it to "You Look Good on the Dance Floor." I can see why people would like it. But based on this one song, or at least this first, just over half of it, not really for me. What are you thinking, Brett?
Yeah, listen, I can't disagree with what you're saying. I get that. Personally, for me, I do quite like it. But again, I think it's like with a lot of songs we've done in the past, you have to sort of be in the right sort of mood and right mentality to really maybe enjoy and appreciate it. And like I said, I think trying to listen to it and concentrate on it, maybe, yeah, a bit slow, boring. But I say if you're in the right setting, it's sort of, and like I said, maybe that's where I'm sort of picturing myself just sort of sitting back, relaxing, and just, you know, listening to this one. So I do like it, and it is quite unusual. Well, like I said, it's not. It's almost like, I know it's a bit like lounge. It is kind of like on the jazz thing, but it's not quite like that. I don't know. It does feel something totally new and different to what I've ever really heard before, to be honest.
Yeah, same here.
Darling, if I were you, and how's that insatiable appetite for the moment when you look them in the eye?
I know I'm pausing this quite a lot. Kind of has a kind of retro feel to it, I feel, as well with the video.
Yeah, it always.
And
Sorry, what's up?
No, so I was going to say, I was just going to say, I agree with you, and it has this sort of like 1970s kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
say, baby, it's been nice. So do you wanna walk me to the car? I'm sure to have a heavy heart. So can we please be absolutely sure that there's a
just one other thing to note as well. If this is what they do now, which by the comment seems like it is, they must have lost sort of a lot of their fan base, but they probably gained a new fan base as well. It's kind of quite. Obviously, I don't know how the transition happened. Did it like just happen suddenly one day? They just decided to change their style, or did it happen sort of like step by step? So it's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, obviously I can't answer because obviously I don't know. But just on trying to answer your first point, I kind of get what you're saying, but I can imagine, I wasn't a massive fan of the Automatic early stuff. I enjoyed it because I think it was just at the time of life, really. But still like those songs, but then also like this as well. So maybe that's sort of grown with their boarding stuff. But there probably are, as you said, probably are a few who only like their sort of older stuff and don't like this stuff. And I just said there'd be probably people who really enjoy this stuff but wouldn't listen to their older stuff. So yeah, it's still really interesting though.
Good. Let's take it through to the end.
Oh, there'd better be a Mirrorball for me.
Okay, well, that was a shock if ever we've had one before. So yeah, so what to say about that? Really surprised. Like if it had just been some random group that we'd never heard of, we'd be like, okay, but because it's the Arctic Monkeys, you kind of have this association with them we've just been talking about. So that was just real surprise. So it was a nice song, but I stand by what I said. Just found it a little bit, well, like you said about what I was saying, a bit boring, and a bit slow. But like you said, you probably need to be in the right place to enjoy it. Like you said again, in the right setting, sitting down, relaxing with a beer, like a nice lounge bar kind of thing or whatever. Yeah, I think I'd be all right with that sort of music, but trying to kind of listen to it, do I like it or not? Maybe not so much. What about you?
Yeah, like I said before, sort of again, I don't disagree with what you're saying there. For me personally, I still actually really liked it, and just the sort of whole vibe it was sort of giving. Like I said, I can't even picture anything sort of really that real familiar that I would say I can compare it to either. And as you said, what I was saying, in the right setting, right frame of mind, very, very enjoyable to listen to. And I said the biggest thing to take from it, just as you also said, is the fact that we're discussing it as much as we are because it's the Arctic Monkeys and just something what we wouldn't have expected from them in this capacity. So really interesting to see. And it would make me intrigued to hear more sort of what they're up to now, a lot of their stuff.
Okay, so thank you for the request. That's a really interesting one for us. And see you again soon for the next one. Goodbye.